So my journeys have been the regular, studious, maggu, geeky kind of kid at school. So mugged my way, got into IIT, went to IIT Bombay, then thought of, so there freaked out, didn't mug much, got some 7.7 pointer at IIT Bombay, and chemical engineers are all lukhas, so I did all lukhagiri. You feel you learn so much of science and then you go into engineering college and then figure out, no, this is not what you want to do, and you're always smarter than people around. That's what you end up thinking, but that's not truth. Then got a job in a consulting firm, worked for a couple of years in KPMG, and there got bored with presentations and changing font sizes and all that, and my partner's telling me, if a document goes from so and so consulting firm, font sizes have to be intact, and I was like, okay, am I at the wrong place? So got a chance. Then I was just, so like every engineer, the other next alternative was give an MBA and then they figure out. I got lucky, geezed through IMA, and I still remember, so in the interview they asked me, what would you want to do? I said entrepreneurship. He said, you are the 10th guy in today, and all 9 before you said entrepreneurship. I said, I don't know what they said, but I want to be an entrepreneur. He said, keep this bullshit out. You tell me, if you get a great idea after your first year of MBA, will you leave an MBA? I said, obviously yes. They said, ye kuch to fake raha hai, all that. So that happened, but anyway, they fell into my trap, I would say. Got into IMA, and then I think there was, in the first year, there was this program. There was a course taken on laboratory and entrepreneurial motivation by a prof who's an IIM Ahmedabad, a Gujarati guy who's there. So he's Professor Sunil Handa, who takes it, and he would take us to all entrepreneurs. And at that time, it was not the startup entrepreneurs. It would be those Sarkhej Gandhinagar highway. There are these small plastic injection molding wala. There's a guy, running his small factory there. So we would go there. There's someone who's running a school. 3, go and meet someone who's running a bearings company. So 24 sessions, 24 meetings with different people. I think that was one of the most memorable things for me, and that was the transition of where I could start fixing myself on. So I really compliment garage stories, because this is what is happening in an informal level. What took me an opportunity there. And during those courses, so we would meet these. So one which I remember and which really shook me was, there was this Hiren Bhai running a plastic injection molding company. So I am a chemical engineer outside this room. So, and plastic injection molding, so they just make buckets, mugs, buckets and all that. Hiren Bhai, shirt khula hua, slipper pehne hue aaye, and our prof took us, you got 24 best MBAs the country can produce. Hum log sab, we are out there, we are all smart, humko to sab aata hai, and then went on. They said, factory dikhao, Hiren Bhai kaise shuru kiya. I think it was an 8-year-old factory. It's lot of stuff lying around idhar udhar, and obviously MBAs, it's not well maintained. Do you do JIT? Do you have Six Sigma? You listen to some things and you have to just bullshit out there. So that is what we were all doing, and we went around. And he said, Prof allowed us to do that, and he got back and he said, Hiren Bhai, chaliye abhi aapka पूछते हैं, आप कहाँ तक पढ़े हुए हैं? So Hiren Bhai said, क्यों साहब आप ऐसा? नहीं Hiren Bhai बोलो कहाँ तक पढ़े हुए हैं? तो Hiren Bhai said 8, pass या fail. We were like standard, 8 standard. We were like, अरे ये तो बिल्कुल अनपढ़ गवार जैसा है, 8 standard वाला है. We are all so overqualified. And then slowly asked, कितना पैसा बना लेते हो हिरेन भाई? हिरेन भाई बोला, अरे कितना बनाते हैं, कुछ 5 बनता है. So 5 यानी क्या 5 रुपये, 5,000, 50,000. So 5 पेटी बनता है. साल का बनता है? नहीं, महीने का बनता है. अरे हिरेन भाई ये टैक्स वाले नहीं है, कोई आके आपसे पैसा लेके नहीं जाएगा. I have a CA friend here, so I'm sure he knows. So 5 पेटी यानी 5 लाख रुपया, and into 12. हिरेन भाई आप बताइए, वो गुजरात का अर्थक्वेक हुआ था, आप कितना पैसा दिए थे? सर क्या, वो तो अपने ही लोग हैं बेचारे. वो नहीं, कितना पैसा कितना दिया था? तो 1 करोड़ रुपया दिया था. We were all stunned. This is Hiren Bhai, 8th standard, 1 crore रुपये दिया था. Then he turned at us and said, कितना average salary मिलेगा तुमको? And we were like, so, I mean, that was a slap on our face. And for me, it just shook me. He said, boss, bloody dude, let's not all bullshit. Okay, यहाँ पे ये Six Sigma कौन कर रहा है, ये क्या कर रहा है? Can you actually build something which can make money? Then he started showing us there were 2 German machines and there were 6 machines which didn't look German but they were doing. Then he said, Prof, बताओ इनको क्या किया तुमने? So he bought these 2 machines from Austria and he had redesigned those machines and he had made it at 1/5 of the cost. Rajkot में जा के. Now that's entrepreneurship. According to me, that's value creation. And those were the values with which, at least for us, we were shocked. So we used to go in a bus and come back in the bus. Jate samay we were all, we are going to this, let's see. And when we used to come back, it was time for us to reflect. I mean, what is it? And of course, there were other things which really were exciting. Is he had got about 80 people. He had got some 7 people. उनके जो लड़कियाँ उनका शादी वादी करवा दिया. Those other things. There are some other साहब हमारा वो लड़का, he has gone into engineering कर रहा है, thank you so much, because he had given some hand loans. All of those, you could see lot of spillover things that this guy who was an entrepreneur was doing. And for us, we had seen some of our seniors who were in the corporate world. They had become single-minded, ek direction, very highly focused. And for me, I thought it's better to be versatile and be in a position where you can solve multiple problems and make an impact than become highly specialized. That was my way of looking at it. And for me, it was very inspiring. And then again, week after week, when I ended up meeting, so for me, those are entrepreneurs. Those people come with no VC funding. They are people who just know, पीछा कच्चा चिट्टे का खाता करते हैं. They understand unit economics better than lot of MBAs. They know कि if they get $100, where is it coming? Where are the costs going? Lot of times we sit on Excel sheets and we color कर देते, इधर freeze pen किया, वो किया. Finally you ask boss, where is the money coming और कितना खर्च किया? You'll have bizarre answers. I mean, all over the place. Even I've seen myself doing it in our board meetings where all the numbers will add up to 129%. And you say, boss, what shit are you talking about? But I think those are people, at least, who inspire, because they might not be on the newspapers, they might not be around talking about their stories, but they make huge difference on the ground level value. Now, for me, what happened was, so I was sold on the idea of entrepreneurship, and the idea was simple. 2 degree लेके बैठे हुए हैं. Okay, for me, my own story was, and I go out and I just go out and take a job, okay, and do something, and I could see that I'm a misfit in lot of forms, because I end up questioning in consulting, in actual regular corporate world. You can't question, you just keep shut and follow and just देखो यार वो बोल दिया, he knows it, right? But so I could see I would never end up growing in a corporate career. If I try entrepreneurship, maybe I'll fail, most likely, but I can still go back and take a job. So those were the things. But with that, I was dallying on that. And what happened next was I thought I'll just still take up a job. And I think what Naidu was saying, don't hop around. So for me, it was always a safety net. क्या है, just take a job and then figure out. So when I was trying to do that, what happened was very interesting. So is my time up? So what happened was, this prof of mine sits and says, हाँ बोलो क्या है अभी? Because I went to 24 sessions, he used to say write reflective notes. I used to write 2 pages of how I felt and what happened. But when it came to deciding, I was chickening out. I said, let's, ठीक है, we'll just, I'll take up a job, then earn some money, I'll get some savings. Then he said, okay, chalo, good. So I was in a morning walk with him. So it was like 5:30, he would call people for morning walks. I went and he said, चलो निकालते हैं पैसा, तुम्हें कितना पैसा बचाना है 2 साल काम करके? So I said, average salary कितना होगा? So I am 2005, average was about 10-12 lakhs. Then he said 12 लाख की नौकरी कहाँ मिलेगी? तुम कहाँ से हो? मैं हैदराबाद से. हैदराबाद में 12 लाख मिलेगा नहीं. बैंकिंग ही जाओगे तुम या साबुन बेचोगे, दो कुछ करोगे. तो क्रेडिट कार्ड बेचो या साबुन बेचो, 12 लाख रुपए. So he did that math, and the math showed me that after all this stuff I will be left with about 2.5 lakh rupees first year. क्योंकि he asked questions like कहाँ रहोगे, बैंड्रा में रहोगे कि डोंबिवली में? I said डोंबिवली, no way, बैंड्रा. So okay, बैंड्रा, रेट डालो. That's how it happens, right? Because you are in that culture and you have to be a part of it. And then it was 2.5 lakh. He said, okay, you will be a fast riser. Let's assume you will do well. You will earn 3.5 lakh next year, right? So you will save that. So add this about 6 lakhs. I'll just write a check for you for 6 lakhs. You say you will not take up a job. And for me, that was a googly, that was a checkmate. Because I was, bullshitting around with myself that I need to save some money. Because a lot of times we don't actually know what we will save, what we will do. It's all like in the future, something will happen, somehow someone said, Kuch nahi hone wala. This is what, I'll give you 6 lakhs. Tell me, I'm signing, naam batao. I said, sir, let me go to my hostel room. I went back and I thought not take up a job. Now that was one lesson which I learned. There's only one way to jump off a cliff. What's that way? Just jump. You just jump off. You can't, like touch and see and what happened to you. Were you safe? You all, now shall I? Because that's what happens. We all want that. It's all in the mind. There's nothing there. There are guys who didn't have any safety net. They jumped. They survived. But for me and intellectually, the more we tend to be intellectual, we keep thinking more, analyze, ye dalo, Excel sheet, ye wo, keep looking at it. I made 22 ideas that I wanted to work on. 22. So my safety net, it was so thick. Ye fail hua, wo fail hua, ye, because MBA hostel room में बैठ के क्या कर सकते हैं? Excel खोलो, then start writing business opportunity, market size, what you will do. Action, ₹1 का नहीं. Sit and keep making. Because opportunity, you think, arey, this is also good, that is also good, this is growing, that is growing. And lot of times, it's external and someone says, arey, wo usne utna paisa utha liya, you can also do it. And you are driven more by external things than what. Now that was the second learning, because for me, was I good at those? Could I make plastic injection molding machines? Can I run with those at peak summer at 45 degrees? Khade reh ke, can I do that? Now, that's something which we need to ask. And for me, I started asking that. And again, a safety net thing. So I looked at that time I had gone to Germany for some exchange program. So there I was like visiting around, looking at injection, engineering. So for me, IT tech was something, I couldn't see brick and I'm the brick and mortar guy, physical stuff. So, outdated. And because it also is how I got inspired into it. Okay. So I was looking at such ideas. I also visited some schools there. And I visited one of these public schools where 7th standard, 8th standard guys. So I sat through their classes. In Indian schools, we know how kids sit, all oiled, अच्छा ऐसा good student in the morning, फिर थोड़ा tie निकलता है, थोड़ा ये निकलता है, थोड़ा धीरे धीरे, till evening they are all, their kids तो आते ही वैसे हैं पूरा, they have like no uniform, they're like drinking coffee in the class and walking out of the classroom. In India, even if you have to pee, you have to say 3 times, ma'am, please, I asked you 3rd time, now allow me to. So I was like surprised. They were equally boring classes, theory bata rahe, kuch kids are not interested. But what happened in the second half was they went into doing stuff. So I figured out there were lathe machines in this school. So these guys, I figured out kya kar rahe, some lakdi ke pieces were kept there, some ugly looking stuff was being made. I said, what is being made? They said, in whatever bit of English and German I could understand, they were making a table. Said 7th standard table क्यों बना रहे हैं? कुछ कैदी नहीं है ना, जेल के कैदी who sell and make money for the jail. So why are kids making table? So no, it's part of that, and they have to understand. They have to source what type of wood, They have to design what type of table. Is it a table for dining table, study table, this. Then kids also argued on how many legs it should have, 4 legs or 5 leg table, and should the legs of the table be straight or should they be bent. I said, boss, now I hope nobody asks me, यहाँ पे engineer है, why don't you tell? And I was like, okay, now this is something which I never learnt. I did my workshop 101, and where we would go to that bhai banado, and you will patao that workshop guy, engineers would know, and he'll just get you that out. Now that is something for me was very reflective. I said, boss, these guys are doing something which later on makes a lot of difference, because they are getting their hands dirty. And you'd all know, if you get your hands dirty, you would know it much better, because it gets ingrained in you. It's no longer something external. These kids were doing it, they were arguing, they were fighting. At the end, the product might have been some lousy looking table, but at the age of 13, they were learning something which was much more profound, and which would make a lot of difference when they are 25 or 30 or they want to do something, because they would value implementation. As a culture, we all can philosophize, we can all put theories, we can write huge decks, but when it comes to doing it, because that's what it is, entrepreneurship is all about doing. It's the sum of or integration of, we do the DX of lot of small ideas that Naidu was talking about. It's just that daily you have got something, have you executed or not? At the end, it's the sum of that, what you have done as a product. But unfortunately, we want that big thing to come out without taking these small steps. And for me, I thought that was there at the back of my mind. 23rd idea which I put was conduct hobby workshops for children in summer. And I graduated in April. I came here, and my parents were obviously angry with me. They said, I think he has flunked somewhere, या लड़की का चक्कर है, या कुछ तो हो गया है. यानी लड़की का चक्कर है ना, लड़की के parents are like some Ambani's types, so he is not taking a job, and then he later on tell us कि दहेज में ही मिल रहा है पैसा. I don't know, this was all there, and they were like, it was reasonably reasonable. And suddenly he says he wants to be an entrepreneur, and he is out of 2 students of his batch who have not taken a job, and both are together. So that was my co-founder. We both were making those 23 list of ideas. We came to Hyderabad. We said, okay, so all 22 के लिए action plan नहीं था, but to do a summer camp, you generally think, get some kids and you can just teach them something, and you'll just make your way out. So that is how we started, and I got into butterfly fields. It was that inspiration in Germany, with some thought that execute, implement karna hai, so this is something which seems to be closer to, and that came naturally. It didn't come out of all that Excel analysis. When it came to actually doing it, what can I do? I said, okay, let's go to a school, ask for a space. And so I'll share this story now, which is how unlearning has to happen. Because a lot of times we, with our experience, we get baggage. Okay, so we might have worked somewhere, we might have studied. So for me, that unlearning was, for me, every idea has to be presented in a PowerPoint. Because in MBA school, we made bloody PowerPoints for everything, except that course. So we said summer camp, we said change education paradigm in India, make students smarter, put some Swami Vivekananda quotes, get some pictures from here, there, showed all that, made a presentation, 32 slides, pura deck presentation, all that. We went to Little Flower School. I hope this all will not be put out. So Little Flower School, there is a brother, a principal, and so I used to have that IMA card, So I just slipped it inside. We thought he will just immediately call us and do our whatever, oh, how did you arrive? Please come. Nothing of that happened. Teacher said, sit in rounds. So we sat. So 1 hour, then my co-founder took out the laptop. We started playing games, solitaire, this, that. Then it went on. So 3 hours. We were like, boss, this is how people are receiving us. This is really bad. So we waited. Then brother came. He looked at around us. He was just going inside. He saw 2 guys, doing some, rambling around, doing some stuff. And the message comes, sir is calling, go. So we just packed our bags, went inside. Then brother asked, so yes, how can I help you? Said, we have come to change the education system. I said, okay. So what can I do for you? Sir, learning outcomes are not happening in Germany, in other countries, lot of hands-on and children learn from this. I said, okay. Sir, I have got a presentation for you. Then my co-founder was also looking at me and saying, wow, what is he talking about? And then he said, okay, quickly do that. I said, we just fumbled laptop khola, and then you say battery is battery is low, so what do we do? And then so brother was sitting on the other side, and he said, sir, plug, sir, just 2 minutes. He said, plug. We were searching for the plug in the room. Then father said, it's on this side. I said, can I come? So I went on to his side. He moved back his chair. I went inside, and then he switched it on. That was the longest time Windows took to start. It was like starting. And brother was waiting. We are still waiting. This is still going on. I said, what do you want? I said, sir, we want to do summer camps. He said, okay. How many classrooms would you want? I said, sir, depends. If there are a lot of students, then 10,000. I said, 10,000 for what? I said, 10,000 per room. I said, 10,000. Sir, 10,000 is way too expensive. Sir, 5,000. 8,000 cash. I said, okay, sir. 2 rooms? No, sir, I said 1 room. Till then I was saying, depends. It can be thousands of kids. Then he said, paisa do. Then I said, okay, 1 room, 8,000. He said, cash. I said, okay. I said, okay. So Praveen showed me, my co-founder, presentation is on. He said, sir, presentation. I said, not required. So, okay. And so we were so ill prepared. A lot of times when we jump into it, we just think, make presentations, make this, common sense goes out, and this is always out of it. And now I look back, I see, how could I be such an idiot? Didn't try to connect with him. What I told him, that educational sector is, is struggling, and he's the guy running a school, and I'm telling all people running in that are idiots. Come on, that's something which I'm sure, you can just laugh it out. How could you do that? But that's what is the reality. So, at every point, learnt it from the ground. At every point, be it our first summer camp. So, we were doing this, then after a year, my co-founder and all that. So, we were doing, so that was the time when summer camp happened, we did something, and I used to think, make ends meet, so do something, do some consulting, make some project reports, raise some loan for bank or from a bank for someone, take some cut, all across for about 2 years, did some financial modeling for some power company, restructuring. So they said, we'll pay you 40,000 rupees a month. I said, 40,000 means I can get 2 more people. The whole thought process was, but I was not sure what one thing to do. So all around and not ready to commit on one single idea. The whole thing was, education seems okay, but it's difficult. We did that summer camp, there were about 105 students who came. We made about 3,000 net minus our costs. So we didn't make any money. So and we went around, but got a lot of experience of what it means and how we were ill prepared in that. So we thought, we can't make money here, but let's make money elsewhere and try getting it here. So we thought, as MBAs, if we just say we can make project reports, MBAs make lousy project reports, but you can tell outside world that I'll make a very nice looking stuff and you pay us money. But entrepreneurs are very smart. They say, report ka paisa nahi hai, to bank se loan aaya to uska 0.7%, 0.5% dega. For a report, who will give money? So we took all those, but that was the opportunity for us to work with entrepreneurs closely. I got an opportunity to also sell radiators. That was a Ahmedabad-based firm, so they were selling radiators. So I used to sell radiators, go to OEMs and sell, because till then I had never sold. And that's very important. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you're a salesman first. Your idea, your product, you should be able to do it. I think I got those experiences outside. I got to know I couldn't sell a single radiator in 2 years because I told him, 2 ways I'll make money, I told myself. I'll get 3% of whatever sales that I'll get you for radiators. I'll get 1% of the cost savings that I'll do. Both, because cost saving I never knew. CAs would know that what balance sheet is made and what is actual is very different. right? For us, you know, सब same लगता है, but that doesn't. वो balance sheet तो last में कितना tax pay करना है करके बनता है, right? Am I leaking out some secrets? So, but those are things which I was very idealistic in about the business world. So that was it. The first 2-3 years, of course, the key part there, which is second learning, is if you don't find an investor, find a good wife. For me, I was all over the place, not doing anything. I had given myself 2 years of time to figure out. At the end of 2 years, I was nowhere. I was like all around, making some loans, doing some camps, just losing some money, had an office. Every Monday I used to dread, because I was staying with my grandparents. She would pack a box for me. Maadu chala kashtapadtunnadu. He's working very hard. And I knew Monday morning 9:30 I come and Google Orkut. That was the time. Then do time pass. I didn't know what to do. There's no focus. And that's one challenge which for me it was killing, because if you don't get married to the idea early on and you just hang around, which I was doing, hanging around, no, this might be better, why commit on to this? I was not giving my 100%. I was thinking that I'll just get some idea from outside which will just make me lucky. It never did. I was just hanging around. There was one company, education company, which was making assessment questions. He was a senior, so I met him. I told him, he saw my state of affairs. He said, boss, do one thing, which again Naidu said, just pick up one thing and commit yourself onto it. So till then, I had not even formed a company. So I then went and registered a private limited company. He said 1 lakh ka jo bhi hai dal ke, so have some shareholders. I went around, I said, to survive, what do I need? I thought I needed 1 lakh every month to run a company. I'll take 20,000 rupees. Because BV is earning, working in Accenture, she is getting something. So that was the time. So got some 3 people who gave 4 lakhs each. And they said, yeah, we trust you, you do whatever and give some shares, whatever you think is right. So I went, registered the firm, gave them 30% equity. I didn't know, low abhi, zero revenue se kuch nahi hai, gave them. Now those were some mistakes later on which I realized, but that's what it was. So that's how I registered the firm, got it, and I said every month I should have money to pay. So 1 lakh, and whatever we earn. So 12 lakhs, we could survive for 1 year, but we started seeing that we survived for 18 months, then 24, because we started getting money from school, started working. Then we figured out that it is self-sustainable. Part B of the story happened when I was, in such one of the conferences in Impact, and all that. There was a guy who came and they said, would you want to raise some money? So we said, okay, we would want to raise money. Could you help us do that? He said, what's the money that you would want? I said, sir, last year we did about 21 lakhs of revenue. I don't know, but we would want about 45 lakhs. He said 45. Can you think slightly bigger and all this? I said 50 lakhs, sir. So he said no, slightly. I said, yeah, I'll just work out my calculations and come back. So then I had an appointment. I also took out my campus mein jo suit wood tha, I took that out and went and for the presentation. He said, so yeah, make a presentation. What do you want? So I put the number 93 lakhs. He said, okay, so that's the maximum money that you want. And after all my presentation, I showed them kits, all that, hangama we did, and this is what they did. He said, 5 crores. I said, what, 5 crores for whom? He said, if you want to raise 5 crores, then we can help you. He said, 5 crores who will give for 21 lakhs of revenue, struggling, no, just about. Said, no, what you are trying to do is good. We said, okay, daily we know what we are doing and we are struggling, but okay, he seems to be knowing more than us. He said, okay, 5 crores is okay. So, of course, then we went around. There's a guy who wrote us that 5 crores. There's one sane guy who said, don't take all the money in one go, break it into tranches. And of course, in the business plan, I had written that we'll do 3 crores and we'll do 12 crores and then we'll do 36 crores. So today, should I leak that out? So we should have been a 56 crore company. We are today a 7 crore company. So we are today a 7.5 crore company. We should have been 56. So I'm 1/8 of. So that's the business plan that we gave. And he said, sign. And then, all those documents came. Some fat book of what they call, I'm sure some of you have signed. I started reading. The guy beside said, pad mat, sign kar. Because that had so many clauses and all that. I said, boss, if this happens, we'll be tagging you, dragging you, I said, boss, that's so much of English and scary English. He said, sign. I said, okay, sign, kahan karna hai. And then what happened was, I got a call after some days from our banker. He said, sir, there is some wrong transaction which has happened. I said, what happened? He said, no, sir, it's some hawala or something happened. Because in our, printout of the bank statement also, we used to get mostly 4-digit wala. 3,000, 2,500, 1,100, 2,200, and then suddenly it expanded. 2 crore 50 lakhs. He said, ye kahan se aa gaya? No, I said, it's our money, don't do anything. It's hard earned. We fooled a lot of people. It's like, and then went inside and wept for some time. I said, boss, this is like some serious money. Because till then we were like daily, what was the struggle? The struggle was once there was this internet guy who came and said, sir, aapke check mein kuch problem hai. So I knew money was not in the bank. I said, check mein problem hai, he would have got it. I said, oh, okay. I thought, ocha, bank, okay, no problem. Just, I went outside. So Sanjay would know we have another door in our office. I went outside, said, shit, I have to give some 350 rupees. That's the amount I'm talking. 350 rupees. I am a boss. You can't give 350 bucks. Shameful, shame on you. I just thought I saw some cans lying there. I had paid 100 rupees deposit for all those cans. You get those water cans and all that. I emptied some cans in the bathroom, took those cans. I got some 50 bucks, went and gave. That guy said, "Arey sab, abhi to aaya tha, kya? Nahi, mere ko nahi chahiye, hum log kuch kar rahe." Got that 300 bucks, added my 50, gave it to that guy. And that was I think that was about when we had just started, before I took money and I was like all over the place. I just sat and said, was it all worth it? What am I doing? I mean, 350 bucks is not even, you're signing checks, you're doing some stuff which is all over the place. That was one point where that was one of the lowest. Of course, all Mondays, 9:30, your grandmother making a box for you, that was a low which I went through because I knew that I was, just fooling around. The second was this. The third which happened, I hope I have not exceeded. I got few minutes, right? The third point where I really got a challenge was, so we tried working with government schools. So we said, hey, we should create impact. So we got a project. So there was one collector who was an IT and went and said, sir, passion, education. He saw some stuff. He said, "Arey, theek hai, discretionary budget, some 2.5 lakh ka ek project, train some 600 teachers in Vijayawada and that, Krishna district." So we went to 5 mandals, took a Tata Indica, seats pura niche kar diya, took all our kids in that. It was a 10-day journey. To keep costs low, 2.5 lakh mein kya karoge? You have lot of stuff to give. So we went. First thing was Machilipatnam. So our office or where we had to do, and this was in the summer that we had to do teacher training. So I and one more guy who was there with us, who was an office guy. So we were shifting this stuff onto the 3rd floor. So I had picked up almost 3 racks. They were reasonably heavy. So entrepreneurs need to be physically fit. Okay, so we were like pulling those, taking it. 3rd ke baad, 4th when I was doing it, lifted it till 2nd floor and was Suraj tha and I was like, head was spinning. I sat, what am I doing? Here government schools, teachers have, they don't want to learn anything. You are saying passion, you came all the way. Why are you doing all this? Leave it. I said, yeah, kyun kar raha hu main? Am I there to lift some loads of stuff? Wahan pe some setup lagana tha. We had to do some stuff, some racks utana hai. Why can't I afford someone? I am so ill prepared. I sat, the guy, he understood ki iska kuch phat gaya hai life mein. He said, sir, मैं चाय पी के आता हूँ. He said, गर्मी में चाय पी रहे. I said, oh shit, man. This is. So that was the second or whatever, the 3rd time when I just felt, just leave all this there. This is not worth it. I mean, all that. So when I got the 2.5 crore, I was remembering all that. And then, of course, for me, whatever money comes or someone gives is you have to use it with responsibility. So no money goes out for waste. So hum log sab, and of course, I got trained into becoming a Marwadi. Har paise ka hisab rakho ye sab, because I was never that. Being brought up from a typical middle class Brahmin family, you have some values. Amma atla cheyaddu, double gurinchi matladaddu, idi cheyaddu, all stuff which is on dinner table. I never knew my dad's salary or how much did he pay for my education. This money is not something which at least I would discuss. But then I said, boss, I got to unlearn. If you have to run a business, you need to know your money, you need to know how much you pay, you need to negotiate, you need to say, sir, thoda idhar karo, thoda udhar, sir, give me 5 rupees more. Because that's how you make it. I think so we took that 5 crores. So in education today as a firm, so just to give you a perspective, we raised $1 million then. So 2010 we got 2.5 crores. When the previous year we had done 21 lakhs. So we got 2.5 crores. We got it for a valuation of 7.5 crore then. Then the following year, so I had made all those business plans. We burnt 2.5 crores thinking that we'll build a huge sales team and have a lot of people sell. But that was something which we failed because our product was not yet ready to be sold elsewhere outside. We had a lot of reimbursement bills, lot of claims and 0 sales. So I used to hate, sales guys aate hi, arey ye reimbursement bill bhejega, mera food expenses, I went, I met, and then you start asking kis se mila, went to that, they're considering. Next, couldn't meet the chairman, okay, next, arey bhai, arey he has got some answer. So fired the entire sales team and said, boss, thaila leke khud bechna hai. But till then I thought I could sell one guy 21 lakhs and that too doing partial stuff. If I get 10 people, we'll do 2 crores. And in Excel sheet, everything multiplies. So we multiplied, we said 10 crores, we said 20 crores, all that. But I forgot who was selling and who are these guys selling. So made all mistakes, first 2.5 crores, burnt it. And our investor was also pushing us, burn, kya kar rahe ho? Our salary bill used to be 1.8 lakhs. Investor said, it has not become 10 lakhs. I said, 10 lakhs, sir, how? No, recruit sales guys, this guy, get head of sales, division of sales, this sales. I said, okay, we'll start recruiting, all that we did, all mistakes, 2.5 crores down the drain, missed out all our targets, went back. So we had an investment committee meeting. I went to that again. But you have to always be, abhi crack marne wala, sir, order is just there. You are completely screwed up. Went there, I said, sir, we are trying this. I showed him 10 crore pipeline again. Pipeline to koi bhi banata, itna bada pipeline, sab bana ke dikhaya, sir, 10 crore. Investment committee rejected the next 2.5 crore. They said, you don't deserve. So we had done 1.8 crores by then. We should have done some 12 crores or something, 1.8 crores, and we had no clue. We are making sab jagah se burn kar rahe the. Investment committee said, I don't think these guys will survive, let's not give them the money. So the main guy who had said 5 crores I'll give you, I went to them and I said, boss, I think I understood it, is baar main chodunga nahi. I think I'm getting it. He said, he had this advisory committee, it's not like something. He said, okay, we'll give you the 2.5 crore. Okay, so I'm still standing here because he said, I'll give you 2.5 crore. He saw something, I don't know. I just went and I spoke my heart out there. Till to the investment committee, I showed made up numbers. To him, I spoke what I felt. He said, okay, 2.5 crores, he overrode everyone and just gave us. This bar 2.5 crores aaya, so we were like, macha, paisa aaya, no, nothing will go. Who is the sales guy, what he will do? I think that's when the real journey of being an entrepreneur. Till then, I was just hanging around, it's cool to be something, kuch karo. Now we have built a profitable thing. So reasonably there, we have opportunities to acquire some smaller kutti companies, which we will do. In education, about 160 companies came up in hands-on learning in this company, all that you would know. Education has not been a great sector for investors to also look at. EduComp went up and went bust. So that really killed a lot of PE money which came into it. And investors look at it with, double focus, double lens when they want to invest. Now, I think we have come to that where the goal chakkar happens. So, you know that you have built a company which will survive on its own. Now, if we raise money, it is for growth, it's to do something which really, and that's something which we all need to do. It doesn't matter, because a lot of times what happens is revenue and turnover we talk about. There might be a company which does 20 crores turnover at a 5% margin. Okay, there might be a company which does 2 crore turnover at 30% margin. Do the math. Don't just, as entrepreneurs get driven by bahar ka number kya. It's similar to IIM mein sales kitna hota hai. Some guy gets, $125,000 plus bonus, $250,000 every guy is getting. They don't, right? There are people like me who will get 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs or whatever calculation that I was doing. So those were, the phases. Now as a company, so we work with Swachh Bharat, which is Dettol Banayega Swachh India. For 10,000 schools, they have taken our products, some 2.5 crore contract. So it's going in Varanasi, here, there. Our idea was to build a product company, not a services, because we started from services, but we said we need to push ourselves into a product company which makes it. So now we've got some 150 SKUs, we do that. We have about 80 people in the company. So, and our investor is waiting कि मेरा return कब आएगा. He said आएगा, सबका number आएगा, hold on, play the game and we'll get you the money. So I think I hope it helps you, some of it. Thank you.